Hello, everyone. Dr. Victoria Skirbo here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center in Wareham, Massachusetts. It's time for Taroscopes again, folks. This will be the Taroscopes for January 2022 for the signs of Aries, Aries Sun, Aries Moon, Aries Ascendant. The Aries horoscope, or well, not so much Taroscope, but the horoscope, the astrological picture for Aries really kind of describes the archetypical journey that we go through, all of us, whether we have Aries in our chart or not. We always have Aries somewhere in our chart. We may not have a planet in Aries, but the Aries influence is always there. And Aries is about beginnings and new beginnings and starts and rebirth and coming out of the cosmic sea to be reborn into a new cycle of life. So there's that energy of beginnings always with Aries. Aries is always on the journey of new beginnings. And we start the month with the new beginning in the sign of Capricorn. On the 2nd of January, we have a conjunction of the sun and the moon in the sign of Capricorn. It occurs at 13 degrees of Capricorn. So for the Aries, that is your house of career. It's the 10th house. It's the house that is most visible to people. And so this can be a new adventure when it comes to working, or a new career step, or even just putting yourself out there, Aries, with that new moon in Capricorn. We also have a conjunction of Venus and the sun that's occurring on the 8th. The significance of that is the fact that Venus is retrograde in the sign of Capricorn. So you've been rethinking for a while now your career choices, perhaps your outward, people, how they outwardly perceive you with that Capricorn. This is a reevaluation of the work that we do, a reevaluation of your sense of self-responsibility. Are you taking it? Are you not? How's that working for you? Is it time to, take hold of your own life? We're given one lifetime per lifetime, although some of us get to live multiple lifetimes within a lifetime, right? But we're given the opportunity to make a difference and to experience things, and that in the case of Aries, we may not have experienced before. So Aries is always a new day. What's that expression? Today is the first day of the rest of your life. Start it right with Aries. I don't think that's how the end of it went, but we're going to stick with that. So that's happening. Mercury does go retrograde on the 14th in Capricorn. So there's a rethinking of all those issues associated with Capricorn in your 10th house, your public standing, your career, your sense of responsibility, your sense of self-responsibility, your responsibility to other people, your responsibility to the world, really, quite frankly. So we'll have time to ponder that. So Venus and Mercury for a while will be moving together in Capricorn. Well, it starts in the retrograde starts in Aquarius, and then moves into the at the end of it moves into an Capricorn. So we're also, for you, also evaluating your friends and your goals. So it's spanning that 11th house and that 12th house, actually 11th and 10th house as well. We have a full moon in the sign of Cancer. That is your 4th house. So what's getting activated in your chart is your axis of security, the 10th house, the 4th house. And so we may have illuminations around our family, illuminations around illuminations, either one, around our place in the world, right? We have the sun up there in Capricorn at the top of the chart there. And it's conjunct Pluto. So changes here, guys, changes here. Let's see what else is going on. Oh, Mars, your planet Mars, which is your ruling planet Aries, starts the month in Sagittarius, and then on the 24th moves into Capricorn. The moon in Sag is loves freedom, just like, Mars in Sag loves freedom, just like Aries does. It is usually propelled by its beliefs, what it believes to be true. There can be a proselytizing energy with that at times. But it is about exploration and understanding and extracting meaning. Once Mars moves into Capricorn, then you Aries really sort of the rubber meets the road, and you start to build upon those experiences that you had while Mars was in Sagittarius, and you've gained perspective, and now you can build something that is worth building. Put energy into something that is going to have some sort of pass the test of time, or be built to pass the test of time. I think that's what I want to say. I think there's another expression that's not coming to mind. All right, let's see what else is going on for you. Anything specific? Venus does go direct on the 29th. That's occurring in Capricorn, and it's going to remain in Capricorn all the way into March, but it is going to be moving direct after the 29th. So from the 14th to the 29th, both Venus and Mercury are going to be moving retrograde, kind of forcing you to reevaluate your goals, reevaluate your values, reevaluate what it is that you want to put forth into the world. So if you have a project that you've been working on, pet project or a project of something that you love, Venus, this is the time to tweak it and to figure out the best way to put your best foot forward with that stuff. So going to be a very interesting year. Okay, I think that's where I want to stop, and we're going to do the cards next. Hold on one second. Make sure I'm just, my setup is terrible here. Terrible. So let's do card reading for the sign of Aries, Aries Sun, Aries Moon, Aries Rising, and also if we want to add the collective, this could be a reading for all of us, because Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, and this is the planet we're on. And this can also apply to the whole year for Aries, or for us, really. I mean, it depends. These readings are inklings, perhaps possibilities. Nothing is cast in stone here. We have free will, and so we can either go with this, or we can tweak things, and things go in a different direction. So this is just giving us clues as to possibilities, but ultimately we're responsible for what we do and what we don't do. Capricorn, right? And don't we know it? We've had a lot of lessons around responsibility, haven't we? Some of them have been more pleasant than others. Ultimately, at the end, it's satisfying, but while you're in it, sometimes it doesn't feel that way. So let me just shuffle up a little bit more. I'm going to be using the Thoth Deck. Why not, right? 2022, a year of choice. It's a 6 vibration. 6 is about responsibility and love and community, and what's your responsibility and what's not your responsibility. So we are going to get a lot of opportunities to figure that all out, aren't we? Okay. So we start with the Prince of Cups. The Prince of Cups. In this deck, the princes are the kings. So we have the King of Cups here on his eagle. The eagle is symbolic of the sign of Scorpio. This card is actually associated with Cancer, Scorpio. There is Joe Biden right there at the front. Now, of course, this is not a reading for Joe Biden. I don't think he has any Aries in his chart, actually. But that energy of doing what needs to be done to heal, right? So you are coming out at the beginning of this year on your eagle, ready to administer to those who need healing, to those who need healing. What challenge is that? The world. Do you feel misunderstood, Aries? So this is a card of first of all, it's a card of endings and beginnings. Most of the readers who read these say that about this card. This card is associated with the sign, with the planet Saturn. Saturn. It is about bringing forth something into fruition, giving birth to something. So there's a few like challenges with bringing things to fruition for Aries. Let's see what's at the root of that. Okay, we have 8 in this deck, which is called interference. It's the 8 of Swords. The 8 of Swords can be you can feel like you're interfered with. You can actually be interfered with, but the primary interference with the 8 of Swords is your own mind, and so there has to be a way for you to shut off the voices in the head, or all those naysayers, or all those negative thoughts that get in the way of your forward motion, Let's see what's in the past. We have the 9 of Pentacles. So you've been successful in the past, so there's no need to think that you're not going to be successful in the future, but you do have some things that you have to work out. You have the Queen of Wands here. This is an energy of the feminine creative power. There's a warmth, but there's a sustaining quality to all the queens. All the queens deal with the sustenance or the sustaining of the element that they're in. And in numerology, this card, the Queen of Wands, is associated with the 24/6 vibration. And 6 is all about responsibility. What is your responsibility? And so while there's this sort of feeling of, I'm out here and I'm going to heal the world kind of thing, it has to be less about you, I think, and a little bit more about your ability to access the energies of the healing energies that are channeled through you, and understand that we are sustained by spirit. It's not an egocentric thing. We have the Truce card here, the 4 of Swords. As much as you want to go out and you want to heal and you want to be a force in the world, there are certain things that you still need to work on. And a quieting of the mind is one of them. There's too much chatter. There's too many, what is that expression? Too many cooks in the kitchen, right? You need to rest. You need to quiet the mind. So this month for you, Aries, is about putting down the sword and perhaps healing your own mind before you can go on to healing others. How it's seen from the outside, we have the 10 of Cups. You're seen as somebody who is well taken care of, who is gets what they want, is surrounded by love, and people generally just love you. In the 8, in the domestic situation, we have indolence. This is another 8 card. This is laziness. So beware of that. Beware where you're not giving your best effort because you're taking things for granted in your home situation. So be aware of that. Hopes and fears, the 6 of Swords. Hoping that things get better, hoping that things get calmer. The 6 of Swords is moving out of troubled waters. The 6 of Swords is getting to the heart of the matter and understanding the sacrifices that we make and why we have to go through the things that we go through. The outcome is the Valor card. This is bravery, Mars in Leo, actually. Here, see those symbols on this card. And so there is a reestablishment of the energy of the warrior as it comes. The Queen of Wands is here to help you along with your own inner spirit that she can lighten up for you. Let's see if we can get a major arcana. We get the Three of Swords. That's a sorrow card about your heart being broken. The Six of Cups, which is in this deck, is called pleasure. These are all the family connections and such. You may have a heartbreak around your family. And then we have the Strength card, which is the Lust card on this deck. And so this is the power of the Kundalini rising. So there's some sort of spiritual rebirth for you, Aries, in this month. Yeah, and so we have the Ten of Swords. Something is coming to an end. I feel like it's a mental construct for you. I feel like it's a way of thinking that no longer serves you, that you have to let go of. And then we have the Hierophant, which is about listening to the inner voice within. And then the Ace of Cups, which is happiness. So there seems to be some sort of good intentions coming into January, but you have to deal with your own mind. You have to deal with those things that interfere with your forward progress. That's usually fear. And so you need to evaluate what you're afraid of, and maybe to a certain extent realize that what you think is not exactly true, and that perhaps it's preventing you from really doing the necessary work to become all you can become. So I would say that the ending is, it can be painful somewhat. You know, we did get the Ten of Swords at the bottom there, which is never a fun card. It's called Ruin in this deck. But along with the Eight of Swords, I feel like what is being ended is this interference, is this mental interference. And it's going to take this vibration, this Four of Swords vibration, this energy of rest and relaxation and recuperation. So take the time, as much as you'd like to get out there and be, you know, the best healer or the savior, because they can do that. They can want to do that. The Aries wants to be, here I am to save the day. And then they get in all kinds of trouble because they're not looking at themselves. They're just looking out at the world. So it is a time for you to really work on stabilizing your mind, facing your fears, moving through them, understanding them, and to a certain extent getting some well-needed rest. It's been a challenging lifetime. All right, guys, have yourself a great month. Like and subscribe if you would like to donate to my channel. There's a link below. If you would like a reading with me, there's also a link below to my website where you can go to the services page, see what my offerings are, and select for yourself. Yeah, I'm excited about 2022. I think we're gonna, again, we're all in it together, as I say all the time, because it's true. And, you know, we all have a little bit of something that we have to work out before we can really sort of move into the possibility and the potentials of the future. Take care, everyone. Much love. Namaste.